Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC, on a Thursday on which not a whole lot is going to happen, folks. For now, we are in a bit of a holding pattern in terms of transfers. The Taki deal looks like it's almost done. That will get done. The Nico deal is progressing. Apparently, Forest are the team most likely to get Nico Williams this summer, although Fulham and Bournemouth have both been credited with strong interest. Liverpool are looking for a fee in the region of 15 million. You'd assume they'll probably accept something like 10, rising to 12 or 13 with add-ons, and Nico will go about his business elsewhere. And good luck to him. You know, he is a good player. He's just not of the level that we require, but he is at a point in his career where he needs to be playing regularly in a settled environment because of his international career and everything else. So it is time for Nico to move on and go play somewhere else. And there's absolutely other clubs that he could play for. Not every club is Liverpool, obviously, so they don't all operate on the same level as we do. Aside from that, there's not a whole lot. There's the rumblings that Ox could stay. There's some rumours that he could go. Nat Phillips doesn't seem to have much interest in him. Bournemouth would probably like to bring him back on loan. But outside of that, a lot of the hype has died down about Nat. Obviously, last summer was the summer to sell, but we made a decision not to sell him, and that could prove costly in the long run. Liverpool have confirmed the latest pre-season friendly during their Austrian training camp. They will play Red Bull Salzburg on the 27th of July, which is a Wednesday. They'll play at 7 p.m. at the Red Bull Arena. So that should be a decent game. There's always interesting players in that Red Bull team. So, you know, it could be an opportunity for us to take a look at some players we might have an eye on, players that maybe in 12 months we might be looking to make a move for. So there's that. We will be entering the EFL Cup, also known as the Papa John's Trophy, this season. And in our group, we will play Salford, owned by one Gary Neville, and of course, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, Phil Neville, and Nicky Butt and David Beckham. We'll also take on Accrington. And Accrington is interesting for us because they've got two former Liverpool players. Joe Hardy and Liam Coyle both joined Accrington last summer, though Hardy was sent on loan to Inverness Caledonian Thistle, arguably the best named team in football. So, yeah, could be an interesting opportunity to see how both of those two are progressing in the career. But this should be fun. We'll also play Rochdale. So it's, you know, it's done for a nice local group and no long travel for the under-21s for these, and it's a decent group. It's a decent level for these lads to go out and play and show what they can do with, you know, Aki, with Rochdale and with Salford. So looking forward to that. Might pay a bit more attention to it this season because it's always interesting to see what we've got coming through the academy and, you know, who might be able to make the jump. There's a piece on This Is Anfield about Caoimhín Kelleher. Is he too good to be number 2? And of course, that does remain to be seen. The only way to find out is if he got an extended run as a number 1, but obviously that can't happen at Liverpool. So it would involve him either going on loan or going permanently. I don't think there's any desire at all to see Caoimhín leave permanently, and it doesn't seem like there's much desire to let him go on loan this summer. As I've mentioned before, with Bournemouth coming up, they've got Mark Travers. With Southampton having bought Gavin Basunu from Man City, they're the two lads that Kelleher competes with for the Irish #1 jersey. And if they're playing regularly in the Premier League, I mean, Basunu is the #1. That needs to be clear. He is the #1 right now. But with Travers playing regularly in the Premier League and having a great season last year in the Championship, he might establish himself as the backup, which will push Caoimhín to #3. And I don't think that's really where he wants to be. He is an ambitious lad. There is a really, really good piece here. Sadio Mane's 10 best Liverpool moments in photos. Arsenal stunner to Anfield title. Go and check that out. It is really, really good. The Premier League loses 4 high-profile referees with 1 new face brought in. Allow me to be the first to say they won't be missed. Chelsea want Michael Edwards for the sporting director job, as do Manchester United. The United thing is nonsense. They're not going to appoint a sporting director. They've got John Murtough, who's their football director, and they've got an assistant football director, and they've got a technical director in Darren Fletcher, who apparently has told Eric Ten Hag to play Harry Maguire as a defensive midfielder. Oh, that could be fun. Billy Koumetio is gone on loan. As mentioned yesterday, Neil Jones with the reporting on that. Liverpool have announced a 4th loan for Adam Lewis. He is going to Newport County in League 2. It hasn't really worked for Adam Lewis over the last couple of years. He's had a couple of injuries that really have just derailed his progress. And obviously the likes of Owen Beck coming along, and obviously we signed Costas, meant that the logjam behind Robbo in that left back spot has just kind of pushed him out. But Newport seem really, really excited to get him. And they had Jake Kane there last season, and he had a good loan. So I think it's a good loan. He's someone we can keep an eye on. At this point, he is 22. So he would need to take quite a leap forward over the next 2 years to really put himself back in any sort of contention to make the grade at Liverpool. But best of luck to him on his loan at Newport. What happened to Buvac, the ex-Liverpool assistant who mysteriously left? It's an interesting piece there. Well worth giving that one a read, written by Jack Sear. Mane says goodbye and Nike consider major kit change. You can read that. Liverpool's goalkeeper kit has been leaked, the home, away and third. They're quite interesting. I just like Ali in the black. I don't know. For me, put him in the black and I think he looks good. Luis Diaz set to explode after game-changing start. Worth the read there. There's also a piece about Curtis Jones and how he may be Liverpool's most underrated player. It's a funny thing with Curtis. He's underrated by some. He's overrated by others. And the truth is somewhere in the middle. And there's a piece about why Joe Gomez's 11-start season was a positive. On to Liverpool.com. FSG have scary 12 million injury problem that Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp must address. That's their lead story. There's a piece here about Michael Edwards. Liverpool make offer to 60 million Juventus man as talks opened and 3 transfers are confirmed. This is the Media Digest piece. So the confirmed deals are Ozrzinski, Lewis and Mane. The £15 million talks is Nico to Nottingham Forest. Steve Cooper apparently is confident that they can get him. They do need a right wing back because Jed Spence won't be going back there. And Liverpool make offer to £60 million man. This is about Matthias de Ligt. Let's be frank and honest here. We are not going to be signing Matthias de Ligt. If we were to sign someone from Juventus, I would imagine Chiesa would be top of the list, but obviously he's out at the minute with a torn ACL. Raheem Sterling could lead Liverpool's next transfer as Jurgen Klopp has pick of 127.6 million duo. This is obviously Chelsea are looking to sign Raheem Sterling. If he goes there, could it mean Pulisic or Callum Hudson-Odoi are on the out? We won't be signing Christian Pulisic. Callum Hudson-Odoi is a player we've had strong interest in the past, though. So you certainly wouldn't be against that type of deal. Buy low, the talent is incredible. The talent is phenomenal. So could we potentially pick him up, rehabilitate his career, and get him back to his very best level? He's a super exciting player when he's on his game. And playing him right wing with Diaz left wing and having the ability to interchange them, Salah through the middle with Darwin. Callum Hudson-Odoi would be a very, very fun signing for Liverpool. But, like I said, there's a lot of work to do there to get him back to his best, and it may not be something that we would really consider. On AnfieldIndex.com, there's the new podcast up. Gags had a brilliant chat with Graham Hunter and Jonathan Norcroft about Calvin Ramsey. The two lads are both Aberdeen fans. It's really, really good. I have to say it's really, really good. Gags did a great job at leading that conversation and getting all the information you'll want. So do give that one a listen. There is a new Pro Plus, which is Nina having a chat with Mo and Justin about the season, the best moments, the worst moments, etc., etc. If you've been following that series from Nina and Guy, this is the latest one. Go and give it a listen. And there is a new Under Pressure. Dan Kennett, Simon Brundish, Dan Rhodes, and Phil Barter taking a deep dive on Sadio Mane, the Sadio Mane tribute, in which I believe I caught a bullet or two, myself and Sam Maguire. Now, I've always admitted that I got Sadio wrong. Sam was right. Sadio was a stat padder when he was at Southampton, and I was right. He was massively inconsistent. He would disappear for 3 and 4 months of a season. But obviously he went on to be an incredible player for us. And the lads reveled in pointing out that we were wrong. But don't worry, lads, I've kept receipts as well. So don't you worry. If you can hear the barking in the background, it is Molly. She's having herself quite an excitable day. We have recorded the first Raw Retro. Myself, Trev, and Jim Boardman took a look at the 1977 European Cup final. Unfortunately, we lost 20 minutes of the recording because of a technical error. So it's going to have to be delayed in terms of release so that we can re-record that bit. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to re-record that last 20 minutes because unfortunately that's most of the game. We did about an hour and 20 in total, an hour 22. But a lot of it was talking about, the players and what it was to be in a European Cup final back then and different things. So we will get that to you. And we have picked our game for the second one, which is going to be the 2001 UEFA Cup final, which is another seminal moment in Liverpool history. With this one, this was the first European Cup for Liverpool. And I thought it was fitting at this moment in time because we've just said goodbye to Sadio, an absolute legend. After that game, we said goodbye to Kevin Keegan, who was our best player at the time. So just thought that was quite fitting. So 2001 obviously is Gerard Houlier's UEFA Cup win, which put us back on the map in Europe after, Heysel and then the barren period in the 90s. So that will be out. We will get that bit re-recorded, and then next week we're going to do the 2001 UEFA Cup final. So you can look forward to that. It was a lot of fun to do. Actually, it was a lot of fun to do. And that's basically it today, folks. There isn't a whole lot. Nothing much is happening. We can pause and we can have a little chuckle at other clubs and what they are doing or not doing or trying to do and failing. We can take a quick look at Chelsea, where the new owner has appointed himself as the new sporting director with no real clue of what he's doing. Some of the stories coming out of there, if there's 90% of them are even half true, Chelsea are going to be a clown show for the foreseeable. United, as we know, are a clown show, and that Darren Fletcher story, if that's true, if that really is true that he suggested playing Harry Maguire as a defensive midfielder, like Darren Fletcher played in midfield. He knows what it's like to play in midfield. And he's also been watching Harry Maguire now for 3 years at United. So, it could be very fun. But that'll do me for today. I will see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.